Okay. I should be good to go then. So, this is Mushroom Man, guys. Get ready for a bit of a strange trip. But anyway, let's count down. 3, 2, 1, go. Right away I need to mash A to skip the cutscene. Because that cutscene is very, very long. And if you don't skip it immediately, it will play out. You can't skip it in the middle of it. That kind of happens for a few little cutscenes as well throughout the game. Just kind of tend to mash A after everything. But here's a tutorial. I don't have to do much here. I have to look around, and by look around I mean I just have to wait the allotted amount of time that it makes me wait. Okay, so right away what you saw me do there was kind of a bit of a glitched jump. And all I have to do for that is roll and then jump out of the roll, and it extends the roll speed into the jump, allowing me to traverse things much more quickly. As such. But you do have to get the timing right on it, otherwise you're not going to get very far. Yes, I want to skip the tutorial. Cool. Alright, so not much to the tutorial. Now we'll start to get into, you know, what the actual game has to offer. Dial M for Morel. There's a lot of mushroom themes in this, as you can imagine. Right away here, I'm going to make sure I go to the right to avoid that snail box, because there's a small cutscene interaction saying, you know, this is how you use the snail box. But I don't need to actually use it, so... I save that Morel and ditch him immediately, because, you know, he wants to hang around the Morel a bit weird. I didn't get over the area, that's alright. So, as all mushrooms have, they have telekinetic powers, so anything that has those little green spores on them, I can use to move around telekinetically. In this case here, I just have to make them fall so I can get through. You have to learn to hold the Wiimote a little awkwardly in this game, just because the D-pad is what your camera is, and, you know, everything else is on the button below, and you constantly have to be moving the camera. Ooh. That's a good one. Please. There we go. Here I'm going to actually move the soup can trolley. I would try to do the long jump through it instead, which is faster, but the trolley will kill you if you get in front of it, and trying to stay ahead of it like that consistently is really stupidly hard. So right here I'm gonna do a pretty big sequence break, hopefully quickly. I'm gonna get this gasoline can, and that is a really bad position for it. No, don't bop it around. That's still too low. Yeah, it's still too low. There we go, alright. So that saves time. I should have still saved time for that there. We're just having to go around and fight through a whole bunch of stuff. I killed that mole there with the baseball, because there's an invisible barrier there. And it doesn't go away until that mole is gone. And you can't reach him otherwise, so you just pick up one of the baseballs telekinetically, throw it at him, and he dies, and you're through on the backside. Here I need to make sure I avoid this trolley. Cart, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, the music in this game does. It's great. Not quite out of the woods for the morels yet. Got one more small section here. I'm gonna fight some more moles and save them. Please get me through. Please jump attack. Or wait, oh, jump attacking is doesn't damage, so I try to do it right. Interesting damage boost, that's a good one as well. At least I'm with the right direction, so I don't really care. I got there about the same amount of speed that I would have with the long jump, so. We're gonna pick up this quarter that the king mole had swallowed. Then we're gonna offer it up to the gods. And get the best gift of all. A sticky hand. Also remember to vote. So the sticky hand allows me to do this. Latch up onto places. It allows me to skip some platforming like I did there in certain areas. Other times it's just required to actually get up. Just a matter of if I'm able to see. That thing has a ton of range. Alright, so here we have to save the kudzu from these possessed rabbits. If I can kill the first one right here with this fan if I hold the Wiimote over to the right, and immediately it'll drop the fan on top of the first one. Oh, I made that on top of the fan. That was weird. Here I'm going to drop this bowling ball on the next one. Gonna go to the other side of the level. Kind of some backtracking in here that we have to do, but drop logs on the third one. Now the fourth and fifth will spawn now, and I'm gonna wait a second to kill the fourth one. I have to drop this shovel on it, and I need to make sure that he actually gets into position. Which I think he is. I actually had to make sure that he was in position for it, because you can drop that early and it won't kill him, and trying to fight them is near impossible. So there we go, last one's down, then we go back to the other side of the room to exit the level. Now that we've helped all the kudzu. So yeah, in the case of that fourth rabbit, it's better to be safe than sorry. Otherwise I would have had to have died or reset the level to do it. So now we got our first boss fight of the game. This jackalope. I gotta throw back the apple cores that it spits out, kind of to irritate it. Here I'm gonna skip a phase where it likes to rake its antlers on the ground just by rolling in and out. It cancels it out. Also, I love how the music gets more intense with every single hit that you put on this guy. Okay, last phase here. There we go. And that'll be the end of this chapter. The game wants you to pick up these meteorites for upgrades and things, but we don't need any of them at all. I'll get some weapon parts as I go along the way. There are 4 different weapon types in the game, but the only one that I'll actually be using are the stabbers as soon as I unlock the first one. Okay, so here comes the first really hard trick to get consistently. I guess 2 of them even. So I'm gonna hope that I get this quickly. I'm gonna see if I can take it a little slow and bait the bee over here a bit. Oh, that's not good. Alright, well, let's bait him over again. So, as you saw right there, there was a little cutscene that prevented me from going forward. There we go, okay. Jumping on that nail, you can get past it, but it's really difficult because the bees will attack you and push you off. So that's the first one. The second one is just a sec here, where I'm going to skip over another barrier. I don't have my... that's not good. I don't have the weapon that I'm supposed to have right now. I forgot an item somewhere. Well, this is going to be interesting. I forget. Alright, well I got the second barrier skip first try, so I'm really happy about that because I've been losing a lot of time on it lately. Oh no, excuse me. I'm not supposed to have a weapon yet. I was practicing wrong. That's what I was doing. Haha! I get my first weapon here. There we go. All is well. All is well. So we got the safety stabber. Reminder that whenever you stab things, always do it safely. It's 5 AM, give me a break. Okay, so here I need to do a long jump, and then we're floating since we went out of bounds. So, the person who routed a lot of this, Mossy Rain, I think is what he's going by now. A lot of people know him as by now Albatross. He looked for a wall that just didn't exist, and as it turns out, there was one wall here that just doesn't exist. There's nothing that you have to do to get out of bounds there. You literally just have to go in that corner and walk out. Thankfully, we can do that and then skip that section, because that section there was a really long puzzle section that would, you know, take, I don't know, 3 or 4 minutes to do. It's very, very long. So it's a significant skill. Oops. And so we jump, so let's do it again. There we go. It's a good thing that your abilities have pretty much infinite range. So I just skipped pretty much that entire section because what it wants you to do is float around in this hot air balloon with another mushroom to get up there. But since that thing has infinite range, you don't have to. Just have to open the door from the bottom and keep going. Here we get our next boss. I get to fight a possum. And the acorns up here that I have to use to hit it with spawn back randomly, so I try to leave them up for as long as possible. Because they could spawn back quickly, or they could spawn back in a very long time. Ooh, that's not good. And I'm going to take the ones that have spawned back again versus the ones that are still there if possible. This is pretty bad luck. I'm gonna have to wait a cycle, I think. Nope, okay. Awesome. And yes, the music. This was done by Les Claypool, a member of the band Primus. If anybody is familiar. Everything is bizarre, and it fits wonderfully. It's got an awesome soundtrack to it. So the Mighty Morals. This level we wish we could remove. It's very long. It's just this maze you have to go through. And you can actually get to the final spot of the game, but it doesn't allow you to trigger the endgame without doing this minigame first. Not this one, but another one. This minigame is awful on its own, right? So for each one of these, I have to select it and then move it every single space on its own. Which gets really strenuous sometimes. Okay, there we go. So now the doors are open here. I gotta go help the chief engineer get the area running again. I'm gonna pull back these cars. And it wants you to go all the way up there to do this, but I can just do it down here. Great, so I started the engine. But the Amanita mushrooms, the enemies, have breached in, and now he's sealing me in because he's a good friend. The cars deal the best damage with what I currently have. So I try to use these guys as much as possible with them. So if you see them bleeding like that, you can actually get a one-hit kill on them. That's what the bees do, or that's the tutorial. And you can use the telekinesis on them, and it kills them instantly. Oh, not too bad. Alright, so now that I've killed everything, the engineer will let me out. What a nice guy. I get to open a lot of doors, and then open up some more doors. Probably some more doors. almost done. Also, I hope that you guys like whistling. I got my next upgrade with that pickup right there, the pickled pricker, I think is what it's called. After I got a pickle fork. And that increases, it's falling. That increases my damage quite a bit. So that's gonna make the next fight go much faster. So, he's healing me in again. What a good friend. As you can see, the big guy died much faster this time. Top. Open more switches. Just so you know, like, hitting these switches is, like, stupidly precise with the Wiimote. So trying to hit them on the tiny screen is, not the most ideal, but it works still. So. This over here so I can jump up. So now I gotta play a trumpet to activate everything else. That was a really good trumpet, actually. Some things that sometimes it takes forever because one won't have jammed all the way down, and so you have to figure out which one it is. Push it down the fraction that it has left. So I have to go and undo all of the switches that I just used, because every time you use one switch, it opens one door and closes the next one. So you have to go through all of the switches twice. I'm also really impressed that I hit that quickly. Nice. That was a really good technique. So now I gotta kill some more enemies. They breached once again. Good. Huh. Where are you alive? I thought I saw him. Alright. Yes, I know, the trumpet has 3. Alright, so now that we've done that, we come back to the engineer. Popot's gonna get mad at me because he put the trumpet. Or mad at the game anyway for having 5. Alright, so this right here is the whole reason that we did all of that. To play this minigame where we have to defend everything, and I am not going to do a single thing because the game doesn't end until you lose. So, how's everyone doing? This level doesn't end until this minigame plays, unfortunately. Even though you can actually get up to the end of the level, it won't let you trigger the end until you complete this minigame. So I am doing real well at this minigame right now. Got the high score. Look at that new score. We did it, everyone. The engineer ditches us. You know, typical, given that he locked us in with the enemies like 3 times. Hello? I've never been launched over that. That is not what I meant to do. I didn't know that was going to automatically activate either. I was just trying to find a way up. I've never fallen here before. So I guess you get to see the minigame again, guys. We're so good at this minigame. Just wanted to do it again. We got a new score again, guys. Okay. I was like, I legitimately don't know where to go. I didn't know where it put me at after that. Okay, we're gonna skip all the platforming that it wants us to do by coming all the way up here. And we're out of this train wreck of a level. Alright then. Now we get to go to the shiitake mushrooms. These guys will become our allies. But we have to prove our worth to them first by fighting all of them. So first I get to see the rookie. Show us some new move. Where is he? Goodness. That was a bizarre rookie fight. He usually doesn't go that far around the map. Alright, so here's the Earth Shiitake, so now we're getting to elementals. This guy is big, and I'm just gonna throw this honey bear at him. That was a really fast Earth Shiitake, wow. Sweet. I got on up the leaf before this. So, you can ride up the leaf as the cutscene is going if you get into position soon enough. And then hopefully not fall off of it as well, so why did I made that? Okay, I'm not gonna lie, that was really good platforming right there. So here's the forest shiitake. This is one of my most hated spots of the run, because these guys are not consistent at all. So I have to cut down these bamboo stalks with the snapping weapon, because what else would I have to work with? I have a hammer one that I can use, but just give me the bashing. It's not regular to use. These guys are also small and really hard to hit with jump slash, so these ones I'm going to take a little bit more effect. He's almost dead. I was hoping to get a 2-cycle out of that, but unfortunately I did not. And I died. fight as well. Wow, this is a really bad force, Shiitake. Sometimes you can get them quickly. Other times this happens where they just decide to go back and you have to cut down the stalks again. Something else to note about this, the enemies can heal with the spores that I heal with. Like that. This game. Please get rid of this guy, thank you. Oh, goodness. Alright, well that's the hard part of this level done. I have one more left, I have to do the water shiitake. But we're gonna make our fight with him much easier. By draining all the water in the area. This is all the water he gets. He's not going to be able to really use any of it, so it makes this fight much easier than having him hide in it the whole time. I can't use the telekinesis on the shiitake to get the one-hit kills. He was bleeding forever. I don't know how he didn't die yet. That was weird. But that's alright. Also, I'm getting new concept art, apparently. So that's cool. Okay, this next level is a fairly long one. I got multiple things that I have to do here. We're gonna skip that cutscene first off and just make the shiitake disappear. He's magic. So here is Cactos. He's a cactus. How about that? I have to go and free his arms. The Amanitas have cut off his arms and locked them up in separate cages. So I have to do that before he can help us. I basically have to go rescue himself so that he can go rescue himself. Just gonna skip all the fighting here by going up the vote. So now I push down these switches to move these frying pans that are covering up the nails to this cage out of the way, but it's on a timer, so I do have to get there quickly enough. And I will hopefully do this other one here the fast way, and as fast both. And get on top of here. I did it, yeah, alright. So we just skipped over the barriers that I just put up when I put on the next switch. You're supposed to go around them, all the way to the left, all the way to the right, and back again, but if you do a fancy like that, you can just skip right over them instead. Yay, we got a meteorite without doing anything. The meteorites are kind of what the story's based around. Meteorites fell lot of plant life became sentient, and that's why we have mushroom men. And then at some point there were these wars called the Spore Wars between the Amanitas and Lepiota, excuse me, and like everything else. But that actually don't go much into detail in this game about it. There are 2 other games for the series, one on the DS and one on PC, but they all have different play styles, and I haven't played them yet. Okay. So we're gonna pick up this cap to this here, and that's gonna fit on nicely. Gonna raise that piston over there. And I don't need to do it for the other one because I have the long jump to get me over to it. And put down this other free Mr. Left. So now we freed both Mr. Left and Mr. Right. So now that we freed Cactus, we're gonna go free Cactus. Okay. But first I have to do a small fight right here. So we're just gonna throw a baseball at everything. Because it kills it. Everything very fast. Try to come onto it. Yes. Impossible. There we go. That was still faster than me trying to stab him to death. So, now that I have that done, I'm going to actually take one of the baseballs with me. And this is actually very important, because I'll have another fight up here. And that'll make this fight go much, much faster for having that. So I need to make sure that I throw that down there. Now I'm going to go get Cactus. His hand's freeing.
Get him.
And my baseball's in there, just need to make sure. Because otherwise this fight will last a really long time. So now Cactus will fight the Amanita General. That's why we need to get Cactus, because the Amanita General is enormous and will crush us immediately otherwise. So he gets mad that I started killing the others. Cactus tries to distract him for a while, but you know he's gonna run after us and he will kill us. The good thing about deaths in this game is that they're not really any worry because there's no set amount of lives. All it does is make you lose time, get pushed back somewhere, and have to fight right back to where you were. Drop them very far. So it's a very forgiving game. Also, there's lava in this area. You know, just a normal area around some like random cave. Okay, I barely got that. Whew. Okay. I skipped having to fight the scorpions there by getting up fast enough, but as you saw, I almost took a hit there, and as soon as I take one hit, then since there's pretty much no iframes in the game, you just repeatedly take hits until you die, and it would have been a lot slower. Okay. Now I'm going to actually do a death warp here. This actually is faster than running all the way back down to the bottom. If I just death warp, I am right next to these two, and I can come over and drop the skeleton. And that's the end of that chapter. The best part of the ending of that, if you watch the cutscenes, is that distracts the Amanita general. You know, he gets dizzy, and then Cactus decides to be a hero and tackles him into the lava, sacrificing himself. For no reason. He literally could just push him, but no, he tackles him. And even Pax does this action where he's like, what did you do that for? You idiot. It's a pretty charming game. I enjoy it. That, and this. Open this, please. The stabbers. Okay. Stabbers kind of, don't like to open things. They're the best for, damage and attacking in general, but otherwise, they're a bit of a hassle. Conveniently, in the run, though, the stabber items are, like, in our way, so, like, we never really have to go out of the way to get items. Here I got the final item that I'll have, so I now have the engagement zinger. This will deal the most damage. And we're gonna hope that we get through this quickly, because bees are awful, and they will knock me down. Yeah, alright, we're in there. That was really clean, I'm not gonna lie. I'm really happy about that. So now I've got the Lepiota that I'm fighting as well. They're the ones with the hammers. And by hammers, I mean they have bugs strapped to sticks. This is Pester. He's the antagonist of the game. We're almost done with the game, and we just found our antagonist. But he led the Spore Wars over the meteorites and gaining power. Be able to see game, thank you. That works. As long as I got over the barrier. Ooh, dear me, it's dead end. Apparently. I don't know what he's talking about. Small cutscene. I can move right at the end of this one, though. Now, moving up slopes is really awful. You can't really do your long jumps with it because the slopes mess with your roll speed. So this section is really dark. It's a good thing that they put these nice orange splats for these plants all over the wall so that I could actually see where to go. And now I have another boss fight. I get to fight this turtle that is possessed. Unfortunately, but we're gonna free the turtle. You know, the rabbits, no one cared about the rabbits, but you know, we care about the turtle. The turtle's cute. Except the turtle is killing me, and I've never been this high before. I'm dead. I couldn't even get up there. Calculated, I can see it from the back now. It's calculated. Okay, now that I've taken the spores off his legs, I have to hit them one on top of the head. And I have to do this for 2 cycles. Now there actually is a limit to my kinesis. If you see at the bottom of the pointer, there is... Oh wow, that was really fast. There's that little green bar, and you kill these guys. Now here's the impossible part. I need to actually kill these guys because I don't have any more pieces to use. Okay, got one. So I need a refill, and these guys, the bees don't come down until, not again. Until you get to the next phase, so I have to just kind of chase after them until I get one. Okay. Now I gotta hit the ones on the head again, but again I'm out. Now the bees will actually attack me, so I can attempt to get some of these spores. Good. Or I'm out again. Come on, bees. Bees, please, please hit him. I just need one attack. We're done. All right. All right. You see the turtle? Turtle is cute. You won't see the turtle anymore. In the story, the turtle actually helps me get to the next area, but yeah. Alright, so now we get into this trailer that we followed Pester to. This guy is living the dream, you can tell. The guy that owns it. Here, I'm gonna skip some parts of this platforming section, just by careful positioning. Like that. That was actually pretty good. Nice. So yeah, they want you to use more of the tools to actually get up here, but there's no need. And the big one just goes to go to the top. So there's more kudzu here. They have more leg grooming pouch, which is pretty convenient for us, because, you know, we're so tall. Hope you like toast. Gets you to new places. Gets me going. One thing to know, I won't show it here just because it's slow, but if you do play this game, take the time to read the labels on all of the food items that you find. They're rather funny. Open this up, thank you. So now I get to fight a necromancer. By fight, I mean I'm gonna use this drill, knock him down, and there's this drill by hand sitting here, and I'm just gonna do that. So. Good fight, guys. Oh, I fell down, okay. At least I knew how to get back up from that one, like the one earlier. Not a big time loss, so it's fine. Use this telescope to get higher. And we get to build a rocket, because Pester used a rocket. So I had to use my own rocket to fly after him. How many Lepiota does it take to install a tower rack, guys? Hundreds! Jokes. That was a really good position into that one. Never heard of this game? That's okay, most people haven't. Much like most of the speed games I have. It's pretty great. That was a gold split. Awesome. Something went right in this. I'm happy. So this is the final level of the game. Just call it the robot wife, and you will see why. There's the guy out in his trailer there. Or who lives in this trailer, rather. Just sitting outside, he's chilling. Unaware of what this mushroom is doing. And the other mushroom. And the intense battle they're about to have. So here's a robot. And here's a wife, I guess. So here we get to have the final boss fight with one of the best final boss themes in existence. So I get to first fight a bunch of the human monsters. That's the first boss. While he's throwing rocks at me for no reason, by the way. Oh, barely got that. But he might throw me around. Alright, you ready for the music to kick it up a notch? The other one's disappeared, okay? I'm not sure why. This is the final phase of this here. I still have one more thing to do in fighting him. After this. We're fighting him up there. I'll eventually get to fight him direct. Bad luck. I don't know. Okay. Alright, well we get to suck him inside of the robot wife's arm. And then we get to disconnect the robot wife. I Love Lucy is on. And now I get to fight him up here. I have one hit left, so I can that again. But this is the final fight, so time will be Your first YouTube video is a camera pointing to you showing a skip in this game. I would love to know what that skip is. Send me a link later. Alright, so that's Mushroom Men. The whole story of what I was doing, I'm back at the original place that I was at for the tutorial, I accidentally absorbed their meteorite, so I had to go get them a new one. And any meteorites that I found along the way don't work, because I absorbed them as well. But this one I didn't. But anyway, yeah, that's Mushroom in the Spore Wars. I hope you enjoyed the comfy 5 a.m. run. I hope it was comfy.
Thank you very much, T-Rex. That was very, very fun to watch. And we are going to go ahead and cut the stream for just a second. We're preparing the next run.
Sounds good.